Alright, hey guys, Dougie Boy, as my camera spins around. It's Dougie Boy, and this guy over here. I'm gonna get to work on some of this stuff. Oh, wow, those ignition coils look bad. They look bad to the bone. Oh god, I can already feel the copyrights. I can feel the copyrights on my bones. They hurt. Surprisingly, this thing actually... I was in the parking garage and I got in the front seat. I figured, you know what, I'll try and start it. Why not? So you hear... Turns over. I'm like, wow. This thing did not look like it would run. You know what I mean? Like, you ever look at a car and you're like, that thing's not starting. Then you turn it over, you're like, wow. I knew this had a supercharger serpentine belt on it. Once I saw it supercharger, I kind of figured it had the serpentine belt, so. One just kind of doesn't go without the other. Do I have idle roller Bs? I have tons. Good. I don't need parts notes. Jeez. Surprisingly, though, I think this has a regular water pump pulley. Which, why, if it's a super, wait, it's not an overhead valve. That's why. If it's an overhead valve, then they have the supercharger water pump pulleys. Okay, that makes sense. Good thing I went and bought a water pump and stuff while I was at it. Crankshaft pulley. Okay, this says the 2 timing belts. This doesn't have the timing chain. Alright. I think I've faced worse. I'm pretty sure you can vouch for that. Alright, so timing belts. I gotta make sure I have 2 V8 timing belts. I don't. So I need to get 2 V8 timing belts. And I'm gonna need 4 cam gears. Okay. Timing belts and cam gears. See, timing chains, timing belt, regular V8 right here. I need 2 of these. And I need 2 cam gears. And maybe 8 rod caps. That would probably be nice. And maybe pistons. Piston rings. Wouldn't be a bad idea, would it? While I'm here. And maybe an oil pan. Because that's kind of needed. Alright, so I need the oil filter. Just stupid stuff. I have a good gearbox. Crankshaft. And bearing caps, just in case. And crankshaft pulleys. You never know what you're getting into, so. 2 coil covers. I guess you just gotta grab what you can while you need it. Cam gear, V8 OHV, right here, 4 cam gears. And I know I have some V8 performance cams, so that will not be a big deal. Take off the cam shafts. I like these style motors though, because these are easy to work on. These aren't bad. You know what I mean? And then you'll get that one. You get that one supercharged motor that has the single push pins and single rocker arms. And now those suck to change. These, are more hit or miss. It's kind of like hitting a board with your head. It's more hit or miss. it's kind of like running into a stop sign at like 15 miles an hour full sprint and wondering, huh, who put that there? Again, it's more hit or miss. You're either going to hit it and look like an idiot, or you're going to miss it and look like an idiot. So, you look like an idiot either way. That's kind of the point. Alright, I am going to need a fuel filter. Hang on. Alright. Let's grab a fuel filter. Performance. Thing is, though, is I hope this thing can actually handle the power. I mean, you would think since it's a big sports car, you would think it'd be able to handle some of this power. The only thing I don't know is where the fuel tank is, or the drive line, or anything like that. I don't think this thing has a drive shaft.
Yeah.
Some of these models are a little weird. And by a little, I mean a little bit too much weird. Alright. I need a clutch bearing, whatever. I'm not worried about that yet. If I'm really going to be worried about it, I would have fixed it by now. Clutch plate, flywheel. And now, the rod cap's ready to come off the pistons. Which I'm actually just going to take every rod cap off before I even worry about. I'm going to take the crankshaft bearing caps off, which there's only 3 of those. But I'm taking every rod cap off. Just so then I can just take the pistons off. Well, I can take the pistons completely out. I can take my crankshaft out, take my block off, go over to the repair bench, spam repair. Then after that's all done, I can put everything back on, rebuild the motor, put it back in that Lambo. And if I really feel like it, work on the rest of the Lambo. If I don't feel like it, I'm leaving it the way it is and driving it. Alright, let's get these pistons out. You know what? I didn't even check the original horsepower of this motor. It's gotta be like 500-ish, I wanna say. Let me look. 751. That is the most stock horsepower I've ever seen on a motor. So I'm almost guaranteeing that I'll average above. I'm thinking maybe above 1,000-ish. I didn't know you could actually repair clutch plates and stuff. Like, this would be nice if I didn't have tons of money and I needed parts and I didn't have, so I wouldn't have to pay full price for them. I could actually just repair them. I mean, it's like what, 99 to 1 that you're gonna repair it. Charlie, you there?
Yep.
Alright, I just didn't know if you were there or not. I love when you get onto the the higher durability parts, and you just have to click them once and they repair it instantly. Oh, I love those parts. Those are the greatest parts. Alright, let's go ahead and get a new. Managed to repair one of the engine blocks, so I got a new one of those on. Got a new fuel filter. I already have a new alternator and power steering pump, which I am going to put on while I'm at it. I just like how the new parts, like the new performance parts, how they shine and sparkle. Yeah. I love that. You would think they would add performance piston rings. You know what I mean? Like they bring in more gas whenever the cylinder closes or something. Like just something stupid like that, but it would add a lot more horsepower. Because the bigger the explosion inside the cylinder, the more horsepower it produces in one. Ooh, excuse me, one explosion. But you know they won't listen to me. Nobody does. Clutch release bearing. Alright, so main shop. Gearbox. I need the clutch release bearing right here. I don't even think this thing has a drive shaft, so not even gonna really worry about putting one on if it don't even have it. Alright, now I can actually rotate the motor right side up. Let's get my new engine heads on, plus 10% for each head. That's 20%, which is really good already. Plus I gotta put in another 4 cams.
Yep. I'll be right back once again. I gotta go put this plate downstairs.
Go ahead. You know what I'm doing. There we go. Too many camshafts. So get the exhaust manifold on, get the timing belt on. Go to the whole other engine head. I have a new intake manifold. I have a new supercharger. And I have new fuel rails. I know I have those. Performance fuel rails too. Plus, I don't even think I put the spark plugs in yet. I didn't.
Okay, well.
Alright, what's up? I'm just finishing up some of this motor. I got the heads on, I'm putting on the crankshaft pulleys and everything. Well, the crankshaft pulley, the water pump pulley, so on and so forth. I'm going to be moving my way to serpentine belts and all that. I can actually put the head covers on now. But I figure I'll get the belts and stuff done, then put the covers on, then the coils, and so on and so forth. Really, I think on the dyno this thing will get good 1,000-something horsepower.
Yeah.
What, the highest horsepower I had was 1,040? And that was stock horsepower. I think this has 700 and... The highest stock I had was 740 something, and this one's 751, so doesn't seem like a lot, but a little bit helps. I got the motor done, so we'll take it off the crane. We'll take it off the crate, we'll put it back onto the crane, put it back in the car itself. I'm actually going to assemble it. Of course, I'm going to have to repaint it, but I'm not really worried about that. I have to repaint it. Oh no. Repainting it's going to be the death of me, Charlie.
Yeah.
Now, the doors are pretty slick. I will give them that. Oh wow, I actually bought racing doors for this thing. They actually sell racing windows and doors and stuff like that. That's... Okay, now that I will admit is pretty sweet. They got like carbon fiber pieces for this and everything. I'll admit that is pretty slick. Got a rusted out brake servo in it. You know what? I gotta grab my engine crane again. I gotta take the motor out of this thing just so I can actually work on it, because the motor's on the back. And I know that's gonna screw me up. So I'll just take it out. I'll work on the suspension while I'm at it. Alright, so it's disc. So I need 4 calipers. I'm pretty sure I might actually have calipers and pads. No pads, okay. Well, I'm gonna get brake discs. I'm gonna get the whole 9 yards just for the brakes. Alright, so I'm gonna get 4 pads. Ventilated discs, we'll get 4. Regular, we'll get 4. Brake caliper cylinders, we got those. I think I have a brake servo, but I'm buying another one just in case. Alright. Okay, so it's a rear wheel drive axle. Or rear drive axle, which I have 4 of. Which is better for me. Wheel hub bearings. Oh, I have tons of those, good. Rear wheel hub. Alright, I have 2 of those. Wheel hub 3. Do I have any of those? I have 2 of those. 2 wheel hub 3s. Rear suspension upper arms. I knew it. I knew this thing had like that Einstein style suspension. Alright, so I need the suspension pieces. I need a rear upper suspension arm. Rear upper suspension arm right there. I'm just gonna leave it on that page for now until I need it again. Okay, so it's got like the... Alright. Got a sway bar rear end. So this has a rear sway bar in it. Sway bar rear end link. Jeez. I mean, I knew these things were complicated, but geez. This is taking it extreme. I don't know if I have one of those or not. I don't know if I have any of those or not. Grab some of those. Rear suspension, cross member, rear wheel drive, I believe. I'm just grabbing like 1 or 2 of everything just in case. Because you never know when you're gonna need it. Right? Right. Alright, so it's wheel hubs 3. You know what I'm talking about though, Charlie? The 1x1 suspension type deal?
Yeah.
Same thing that was in that Daytona. It's literally the same suspension, so it seems like all fancy sports cars have the same suspension. Or close to the same suspension. I still can't believe this thing has a rear sway bar. I still think that's kind of fun. Let's lift this thing up, let's get it done. Once this thing's done and out of the way, I don't have to worry about it. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, this Lambo's probably gonna look pretty nice sitting in my garage, but I'm not counting on it to be some amazing, epic car. I'm just counting on it to be a nice car that I can drive. Wait a minute. Do I have a rear sway bar beat? I do. I have one. Very lucky. Really, I shouldn't even have one. Alright. So the rear suspension type deal thing is pretty much nowhere close to done. So gotta have your sway bar. I would consider the sway bar pretty much a necessity. The suspension rides nice, but Jesus, is it god awful to assemble and disassemble. I would say that's probably the worst part about the suspension.
Yeah.
Rides nice, looks good when it's all done, but it sucks to put on and take off. Just to think I still got the front suspension to do too. And I gotta get new tires for it. Oh, yeah. Now this thing I think I could do good with just regular race tires. I think it'll be alright with just regulars. But then again though, I'm no expert on this stuff. You know, this suspension's kind of like the distributor cap. You forget to put on one eensy weensy tiny little thing that really shouldn't even matter, it won't let you drive the whole thing. Oh, I love that feeling, don't you? I consider it the greatest feeling in the world. Pretty sure I'm gonna have to buy more regular rubber bushings. Actually, I'm not pretty sure, I'm positive. Thank you, this one takes small ones. Rear suspension arm. Sway bar rear end link. Yep, I'm out of regular rubber bushings. It's gotta be regular ones. I think with 26 I shouldn't run out for a while. At least I would hope with 26 I don't run out for a little while. I put a small rubber bushing over there. Oh wait, yeah I did. So you have to put in the suspension arm. No, I didn't put in spring caps or nothing. Man, that's gonna be a real rough ride without springs on it, ain't it? Jeez. Didn't think about that. I knew I didn't. There's a small rubber bushing missing. And I would have been really mad if I would have had to tear apart the whole car just to replace a small rubber bushing. Wouldn't you? Charlie?
Hmm?
Wouldn't you be mad if you had to take apart your whole suspension back out of your car when it's like this suspension?
Oh, yeah.
Just because of a small rubber bushing? I'm making sure I grab every rubber bushing I need to and putting it in. Once I have the rear suspension done, I can actually put in the motor, and it is basically ready to drive. Somewhat. Only thing is, though, is I don't have any good tires to put on it yet. I don't even have any mounted or balanced at all. Alright, so the back suspension's done. Let's go up to the front. Let's see what this front's like. These god-awful tires on it. You know the Bolt Reptilia? It's like the Corvette Stingray. It's got those rims on it.
Yeah.
I think they're ugly, but... And again, there's a lot of stuff I think's ugly. Front axle knuckle cover. Nice. The front suspension's like your normal car. The rear suspension's like freaking rocket science. Does that make sense, doesn't it? Alright, so I need 2 outer and inner tire rods. Alright, so 2 outer and inner tire rods. Be up here, wouldn't it? Right here's inner. Right there's outer. I'm gonna go put 2 new front wishbone shock absorbers on. Double wishbone shock absorber, front spring, front shock absorber cap. I'll do this real quick like. And then join parts, double wishbone shock absorber, front spring, front shock absorber cap. Okay. While that does what it's doing, take off the front spring that I have now. Wait, actually I have, yeah, alright, so it takes those ones. Sway bar front end link B. Sway bar front end link B that isn't even hooked into anything. Makes sense. Whoever did this, I give you a good job. This does look like an old school Lamborghini Diablo. One small complaint. No drive shaft. The front suspension's not even hooked into anything. You know, I just figured that might be a small issue. Yeah. I mean, if you look at the suspension, you would think like there would be at least something here connecting these, and then you would think it'd be like a cross member, and then you would have it connecting to your drive shaft back to your wheels, right? Your rear wheels. No. And if this thing handles like poo and you can't even steer it, I really won't even wonder why. Pretty sure I'll know why. I mean, I don't even think this thing has a steering rack in the freaking thing.
Yeah.
But I've seen, well, I've never seen it personally, even though we live in redneck country. Never seen it personally, but I've seen a couple things where people might be able to drive cars without even having them hooked up to anything. You know, it's totally not a 2-cycle on a milk cart. Don't worry about it. Alright, if you worry about it, you're a cop. Cops is bad around here. Front axle knuckle cover, front wheel hub. Whenever I first started this thing, it sounded like poo. I hope this time whenever I start it up, it actually sounds like a good running car. Not a turd. If this thing sounds like a turd, I'm gonna be disappointed. That's all I can say. I mean, I even bought a new battery for this thing just because I really don't. I could charge it, yeah. I just hate to because it takes like 5 seconds out of your day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 5 seconds that I could spend doing nothing. My excuses are just top of the line, aren't they? They're like all the parts I'm putting on this. Top of the line. I know. Don't even say it. Well, I have that done, so now I need 4 new tires. Need those mounted and balanced, and then I'm ready to rumble. Let's get 4 16s, why not? 16s aren't bad. Nice style tires. Alright, so it's going on a Lamborghini, so they gotta look good. I don't think these would look bad, so we'll try these. If I don't like them, I can just take them back off the tire and put them on a different tire. See how they look. Ooh, I actually think this would look pretty good. These tires are actually called Racer 1. On balance. Oh, yeah. Wow, I pretty much I'm mounting the last pair, and I just got the first pair balanced. Wow. So literally by the time I took the first pair to get balanced, I already had another pretty much 3 done. Whatever. Well, I at least got my 2. I got 2 out of the 4, so while this one's balancing, I'm actually gonna go throw these 2 on the back. Oh, that actually looks really cool on that Lambo. I'm almost done. One more set, and I'm actually pretty much ready to roll. Alright, I can't put the engine in without it being on the lower on the lifter. So we're gonna lower the lifter down. I'm gonna throw the motor in. Take out the battery. I'm gonna throw this in. Go to my engine. And I'll have to like magically teleport all the way up here. Just to get to my battery. Throw a new battery in there. All the way back. Which is a pain in the bum. Put a new brake servo on there. Go get my last set of tires. Mount these up, put oil in the engine, put the engine cover back on, and I'm ready to roll. I mean, I think a bigger wheel would have probably looked a little better, but these don't look bad. I like the way I like the style of rim.
Yeah.
I think the style of rim looks good on them. Alright, let's go throw some oil in this engine. We'll go take her to the paint shop real quick, get it painted, and then get her ready. Alright, let's put some oil in it. Actually, I'm going to throw it on the dyno after I take it out of the paint shop.
Yeah.
Just because I was stock is 751. I want to see what I get out of it. Don't want to overfill it. There we go. And then I go like that. I mean, that's cool though. This thing actually has like its own engine cover. It says it's like a body part. Now that I do think is really cool. We got this thing in the paint shop. Let's walk over here. I think I'm gonna paint this thing yellow. I don't know why I think yellow would look good on this thing. Gotta have saturation though. That's what makes it pop. You know what, since it's the Diablo, I'm painting it. I think I'm actually gonna paint this thing like a blue. Nah, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna go with the original color, yellow. That's one color that you always find Lambos in. Oh, this thing looks good in yellow. I like that. I cannot start engine. My question is, why not? Did I really forget to put something on? Oh, wow, I actually did. Charlie, you want to know what I forgot to put on?
What?
Gearbox. I would imagine it's going to be pretty hard to start that engine without a freaking gearbox in it.
Holy crap.
Oh yeah, let's start it. No gearbox and no starter. We'll be alright.
What if I did that and I didn't even have an oil pan? I put oil in it.
Well, look at that. There's a black smudge all over the floor behind my car. Look at that. Yeah, there's no drive line to this car, but I'm not going to complain. Like, it wouldn't move from, you know, usually you have to put oil in the engine for it to move from the paint shop to the dyno. I'm like, whatever. probably just didn't put enough oil in it. I'm like, wait a minute, no, I overfilled that oil. Something's up. I look, oh yeah, I didn't even put on the gearbox. Gotta take off, I put on the wrong engine cover. There we go. Just like it to match. And now we will move this over to the dyno. Take it to the dyno, take it on the test track, and then that'll be the end of the video. As I run into the door. Alright, let's listen to how this baby sounds. Original stock was 751 horsepower at pretty much 6 grand RPMs. Oh, 6 grand RPM. So let's see what we get now. Holy crap, this thing sounds beastie. I want to hear it when he nails it. It's usually when it sounds best. Oh, wow. Whoa. Holy crap. Well, Charlie, at 15 higher RPM, 5,970, I was getting 1,290 horsepower. 1,294 to be exact. Let's go start this freaking thing. Let's go drive. This thing looks mean and it sounds even better. Charlie, I think I just found a beautiful car. I think this thing was a diamond in the rough. I mean, I paid $200,000 for it. It's worth an easy 500, 700 grand, easy. I could flip it for a good profit, but I'm not. Fast cars are hard to come by in this game, and if this one can actually steer, and it can drive in a straight line, and shift, and fly, and do all that hibbida hoobla, then it's worth keeping. Holy crap. Okay, the steering's pretty responsive. I mean, I can actually turn it while slamming on the gas. The only time it drifts is if you're going full throttle and you fully push the steering wheel to the side. I think the same guy that designed the Shelby Daytona designed this, because it feels a lot lighter. Okay, that windshield is tinted and it's really hard to see out of the first person. Okay, this thing can fly, Charlie. This Lambo can fly. My Lambo special, it flies.
Yeah.
I love how when you have a supercharger on a car, you can hear it just I think I might have taken this to the airport. Oh wow, the brakes are bad. Brakes stop. I mean, they don't do it in 0.0002 seconds, but they do it. Gotta give them props for that. I think we'll see what the highest speed I can get this thing up to is, and then I think that might be the end of the video. That might be the end of Car Mechanic Sim Part 10. Can't believe it's already 10 parts, man. Hyenas approach car and chew on tires in South Africa. Huh. Alright, you ready, Charlie?
Yeah.
We're about to see how fast this Lamborghini can go. We'll see if she's worth riding. Close. Main gate, abandoned airport, Lamborghini Diablo SV. Let's see if we can get 170, 200, 30, 5, 6, 7, 237 is the max.
Put on the dyno and see how it does.
I did. I got 1,294 horsepower.
Holy crap. That's what I got on my G40.
This thing it went 237 kilometers an hour.
Ooh.
Which translates into... Let me find out real quick. 147 miles an hour. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I think that's going to be the end of the video for today. I'll see you guys next time.